Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. Of course, I'm Stevie Wizard. Thank you for joining us and subscribing, and thank you for being part of this as we prepare for our next major event. 7 Deadly Sins happens on Saturday, June 25th in Kirkcaldy. I'm sure you already know that 7 of the very best W3L has to offer are going to go head to head in the toughest tournament in professional wrestling. And at stake, of course, is a guaranteed shot at the heavyweight title in the main event of Resolution 10. The 7 potential winners are the contingency plan of Dickie Divers, James Scott and Taylor Bryden, Joe Coffey, Lucian Maynard Smith, Mike Musso and Nathan Reynolds. Every single one of them a worthy potential winner. And as if that's not enough, Kevin Williams receives a shot at whoever holds the W3L heavyweight title. Currently, of course, Joe E. Legend. Unfortunately, if you want to be part of this, and why wouldn't you, go to our website w3lwrestling.com to get your tickets for 7 Deadly Sins. Indeed, all our live events, which I'll be telling you about very soon. Of course, use Showdown for 20% off. Now, this week's match we're about to see pits the aforementioned Kevin Williams against the Rock and Roll Express, Blondie Barratt. Barratt, as you know, holds the golden ticket in W3L. This was an accolade that first came to light back at Resolution 5, and effectively whoever holds the golden ticket can challenge for any title at any time. We have seen 2 men hold that golden ticket and go on to win the heavyweight championship. We saw David Paris cash in on the W3L crown, and he is still reigning as King David Paris as he continues his goodwill tour of the Far East. Of course, Dickie Divers won the golden ticket from El Technico and he cashed in the Tag Team Championship. So as I say, you can cash in on any title at any time. And Blondie Barratt has made it very clear he wants a shot at the Heavyweight Championship. How will this affect his match with Kevin Williams, man who's going to be facing the Heavyweight Champion at 7 Deadly Sins? Well, there's a lot on the line. So let's not delay any further, let's head to ringside right now as Blondie Barratt faces Kevin Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest will be a singles match. Set for 1 fall. And in the corner to my left, from Sheffield in England, he weighs in at 15 stone. He represents the old school, and he is the current holder of the W3L Golden Ticket. This is the Roll Express, Blondie Barratt. Again, so you want me to, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in the corner to my left, the holder of the golden ticket, Blondie Barratt. And standing to my right, he is from the 8-bit subspace superhighway at 200 megapixels. This is Kevin Williams!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we have a singles contest between 2 men who have their eyes set firmly on the W3L Heavyweight Championship. The nearest to us, on the left hand side of your screen, we have Kevin Williams. As you know by now, he'll be facing whoever the W3L Heavyweight Champion is at 7 Deadly Sins this year for the Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the champion currently is Joe E. Legend, and it may well become at 7 Deadly Sins as well. But his opponent, the man who is now nearest us on the screen, is the Rock and Roll Express, Blondie Barratt, the holder of the golden ticket, and he's made his intentions pretty clear that he wants to become the heavyweight champion. So he just shoves down Kevin Williams. Now, we saw at the end of April, Blondie Barratt interrupted the House of Smith, which of course featured Joey Legend and Grado setting up their match for the heavyweight title. He made his intentions clear. Then a couple of weeks later, he interfered in the Grado vs Legend title match, attacking both participants So clearly Barratt doesn't want anybody becoming world champion before he does. And look at this, just manhandling Kevin Williams again. Barratt thinks he's a baby. I think that's what he was going for there. Certainly in experience, it's true, Kevin Williams is nowhere near as experienced as Blondie Barratt. But that's one of the reasons Williams wanted this match, because Williams is going to be giving up a lot of experience to Joe E. Legend, if it is indeed Legend that he faces at 7 Deadly Sins. And so it's going to benefit Williams to wrestle somebody as experienced as Barratt. Williams not backing down and clamps on the headlock and runs right through Barratt with the shoulder tackle. Now, there is animosity between these two, because back in April of last year, in Kevin Williams' first match back in W3L, he faced Blondie Barratt. Now, Williams was quite rusty, had missed for a while, and did get defeated in that contest. So he wants to redress the balance if he can, and he also wants to enter 7 Sins with momentum on his side, and how better than defeating the Rock and Roll Express. You see Barratt wandering around ringside here, arguing with the fans as he's wont to do. Even after being introduced twice at the start of this match, they're still booing him. And chants of chicken ringing out, and Barratt grabs hold of Williams' ankle. Now, Williams is an experienced man, but he took his eye off the ball there, and that's allowed Barratt the opening that he needs. Barratt can be very vicious. We've seen that in previous matches. His last actual match here on Showdown was in November of last year, challenging Nathan Reynolds for the heavyweight title. Williams up against that post, and Barratt took a bit too long, and his hand went straight in that unforgiving metal beam. And Williams getting the fans to hit Barratt in the hand to further injure him. And Williams has turned the match in his favour. Again, he has a date with Destiny, he has a date with that heavyweight championship coming up at 7 Deadly Sins. Make sure you do not miss that event, ladies and gentlemen. And he just stamps on the hand of Blondie Barratt. And Williams has a fun-filled demeanour, definitely, but he's a double tough individual. Like I say, an experienced hand, no pun intended. So he knows what he's doing, but playing the crowd a little too much here. Barratt's on the top turnbuckle, Williams doesn't know. And Barratt with a double axe handle right to the top of the head. I think perhaps Williams may be enjoying himself a bit too much. Perhaps he's looking ahead of Barratt towards 7 Sins, who knows? But Blondie Barratt's taking advantage yet again. Because Williams has recently been teaming up with Jason Reed, a man who we saw just last week here on the Showdown. And so Williams does have his eyes on the tag team title as well. He and Reed hope to gain a shot at the champions of Coffee Brothers at some point. This Barratt is raking at the face of Kevin Williams. And Barratt's great when he gets you down. He's great when he's found an advantage in an opening, and he's slow and methodical and can put all his many years of experience to good use. And Williams spins around, and Barratt, bad landing for him. And another bad landing as he crashed into the turnbuckles. There's an atomic drop. And another one. Barratt's going to be feeling that in the morning. And Williams seeing any further damage. No, he just yanks Barratt off the ropes. It's a big landing for that man. He's a good, solidly put together guy. And that ring is not a trampoline, it's not soft by any means. And the crowd getting on Barratt's case again. And Barratt is content to walk around ringside. Williams not chasing him, letting Barratt come back to him. And Barratt catches him with that sneaky elbow. Again, the experience coming through. Barratt crashing into Kevin Williams. Both these men want this victory so badly. put themselves in prime position to become the next heavyweight champion. And look at this, Barratt throttling Kevin Williams. Of course, if Williams should be victorious at 7 cents, if he becomes the new champion for W3L, then Barratt could potentially cash in his golden ticket there and then. And there's so many variables. Hope you'll be at 7 Deadly Sins to find out what's going to happen. And Williams took a bit too long, ran right in the boot of Blondie Barratt. And Barratt climbing the turnbuckles, it looks like he's going to do. A bit slow in doing so. Williams is taking time to recover. I don't know if Williams realises where Barratt is, but he does. And Williams has got hold of Blondie Barratt. I think he's going to launch off the top turnbuckle. And look at this, Barratt trying to dissuade Williams from doing it. The crowd getting louder and louder as Williams body slams Blondie Barratt right off the top turnbuckle. And Blondie Barratt, what a big landing for him. He's hanging on those ropes for dear life. Kevin Williams softening him up, but not enough as Barratt comes back with the clothesline. Williams kicking out his dreams of defeating Barratt, marching on to 7 Deadly Sins with a victory under his belt, are still alive. And Barratt, if he wants to stop Williams' momentum, is going to have to put away soon, because everything he's thrown at Williams hasn't. Well, look at this, Williams with the backslide. And he gets Barratt over. This could be all, but it's not to be. Blondie Barratt gets out of that one. And a back elbow. Barratt in with the cover. And look at this, puts his feet in the ropes. And Williams can't kick out. Williams is unable to kick out, and Blondie Barratt's stolen a victory over Kevin Williams and legal assist from the ropes. So the golden ticket holder defeats Kevin Williams here this week on Wrestling Showdown.
So Blondie Barratt cheats to defeat Kevin Williams, and know that he'll be keeping a close eye on what happens on Saturday, June 25th in Kirkcaldy at 7 Deadly Sins. Potentially Kevin Williams is going to walk away as the heavyweight champion, so you can expect Blondie Barratt is going to come straight after him with a golden ticket. Speaking of 7 Deadly Sins, you know the matches are happening. I'm sure you've already got your tickets, but if you want to see more wrestling than just that one event, then remember, the day before, Friday, June 24th, we go to Portree, where Joey Legend will defend the heavyweight title against El Technico. Sunday, June 26th, sees us head to High Valleyfield for all of the 7 Deadly Sins Fallout. Whoever wins the tournament meets up with whoever is the heavyweight champion to sign the contract for their match at Resolution 10. They'll also choose opponents for each other to face there and then on that event, so make sure you are in High Valleyfield to see what happens. The following week, we go to Pennycook on Thursday, June the 30th, before we go on our northern tour. On Friday, July the 1st, we go to Ullapool. On Saturday, July the 2nd, we're in both Wick and Elgin. And then, of course, on Sunday, July the 3rd, we are in Dingwall to round out our tour. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that during the northern tour, you're going to be seeing the 2 following matches. The now masked Leah Owens is attempting to get herself back in line for a championship opportunity. She's going to be facing a woman who intends to stamp her authority and make her mark on W3L in the form of Debbie Sharp. These two will collide during the Northern Tour. And as if that's not enough, we have got a climactic 6-man tag team match brewing. The contingency plan are going to be facing Mike Musso, Nathan Reynolds, and the returning Aspen Faith. Nobody in that match knows more about the north of Scotland than Aspen Faith. So it's a great move by Musso Reynolds to recruit him for their contest. And when you consider that all 3 members of the contingency plan, and Musso and Reynolds, are all part of 7 Deadly Sins week before, is one of them going to be the winner of the tournament? What will happen in the tournament as it pertains to 6-man tag? So many variables, and you can find out what will happen by coming along to our Northern tour. Remember, for tickets for any and all of those events, go to our website. It's w3lwrestling.com. Use Showdown for 20% off your tickets. It's alright, no need to thank me. And then remember, follow us on Twitter. Give us a like on Facebook. You'll be the first to find out what happens when it happens. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. And start preparing. Start packing your bags. Because the Northern Tour's coming your way. 7 Deadly Sins is coming your way. And in 7 short days' time, more Wrestling Showdown is coming your way as well. I'll see you then.